Hey guys, this is gonna be a video of my top 15 favorite albums of 2009. I realize this is kind of late, but I was gonna do this. Well, I've been meaning to do it for a long time, since probably 2009. I just never get around to it, and most of these albums that I have on this list, I have listened to since a long time back. So I've been able to do this video for a long time. It's not that I needed to listen to a bunch of more albums, because I think I've gone through most of the ones that I want to listen to. But yeah, I kind of let the idea go a little bit, or I wasn't really planning on doing it. But then I saw that Air Guitar 1982, he did a video about this, and so figured, well, I'll just make a video then, also, because I wanted to do it. Anyway, though, I was gonna do only 10, but the first 8 was kind of easy, but then I had a bunch that I wasn't sure which 2 to choose, so I just decided to go with 15, and I'm gonna have to be fairly short with this, so I'm gonna have to hurry a little bit. Anyway, I'm gonna start right away. At place number 50, also, I forgot to mention, I have written down everything here. I just wanted to make a couple comments on the album and not rambling on. So if you wonder why I'm looking at the computer screen all the time, it's because I've written it up here. But yeah, on place number 15 I chose Suffocation, which is like a technical brutal death metal, I guess. They released like 3 albums in the early 90s or mid 90s, then they waited 9 years, didn't release anything except for an EP that I haven't heard, and they released 3 new albums since 2004 or something, so they had a little gap in between there. So I usually tend to separate that into 2 eras, and the largest amount of people like the earlier stuff more, but I don't like them too much. I think they're good albums, but I like the later stuff more. On number 14 I went with a Swedish hard rock band, or stoner rock perhaps, called Nathrach. This is their self-titled album. I think it's excellent. It's not better than latest version of The Truth, which I think was the last one before, but it's very good. I saw them live last year also, which was pretty awesome. And then on number 13 we have a Microcosmos with Drudk, which is a band that seems to have very quickly grown into like almost the most popular atmospheric black metal band of all time. There are bands such as like Burzum, which are obviously more famous, but Burzum made other stuff too, ambient stuff, and Drudk seems to have stuck to their genre or whatever. They have released a new album now, this year, or are gonna soon, which some people have heard already, and they say it's kind of different, so I'm not sure. I haven't heard yet, but up until 2009 they kind of kept the same style. So anyway, love that album. Number 12 I went with Hypocrisy, which is like one of the first a bit more extreme metal bands that I ever liked. And this album is very good. I'm not sure if it's my favorite. Virus and The Arrival are also great. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't heard everything they've done. A lot of their earlier stuff I haven't heard, but I will eventually. Yeah, highly recommended album, and band for that matter. Place number 11 I went with nathrach, if that's how you pronounce it. In the constellation of the Black Widow. It's like one of the most extreme and chaotic albums I've ever heard, almost. It's very, very difficult to appreciate, I guess you could say. I mean, if you're not into metal, if you don't listen to too much metal and maybe plan to get into it, I wouldn't say this is where to start, because it maybe would just put you off of the whole metal genre. But they are maybe the only band, at least the only band that I know of, that mixes black metal with grindcore. There might be others, I don't know, but if there are, I doubt that they can accomplish what the sound that nathrach has. Number 10, I went with Death Album 2 by nathrach, which is the second album by the sort of melodic death metal band nathrach. This new album seems both more brutal and melodic than their debut album. The debut album is a lot, or not a lot, but it is better. It's just incredibly original and great. But this is more brutal and heavy, I'd say. But yeah. Number 9 here we have the 69 Eyes with Back in Blood, which I saw live this year, and it's probably the best live band I've seen, or I mean, you know, the band I've enjoyed watching the most. This was maybe 2 or 3 months ago. This is an incredible gothic rock metal band. I'd call it rather gothic rock than gothic metal, but yeah. For example, Dead and Gone on this album is like ridiculously good and has a bunch of great songs. It's just a very good band from Finland, by the way. On number 8, I went with The Crimson Sacrament by a black metal band called Stormnut. I don't know if this band is Swedish. The title of the band is Swedish. I think I looked this up a while ago, and the band was like Austrian or something. I'm not sure, but I don't know, so I don't want to say anything for sure. But they play pretty much straight up black metal, kind of orthodox, I think. And some people find it repetitive, but the riff is really good, and it's an incredible album, very underrated band. They're not famous at all. And Blood Will Tell is probably my favorite song on this album. So yeah, very underrated stuff. Number 7, I went with Q Tai with Muck. It's a great J-rock or J-metal band. They have a bunch of different sounds, but it's my favorite J band, or J-rock band, after Deering Grey. Though I haven't heard too many bands that plays this genre. I know about a bunch, and I am gonna start listening to more eventually. But even though I haven't heard more than like 4 different bands, I still consider it to be one of my favorite genres, because yeah, I love it. On number 6, I went with The Harvest Floor by Cattle Decapitation, which is, I think it's like a grindcore, death grind, brutal death metal band, and I think it's very good stuff. It's very good for being one of these brutal bands, and very original, memorable, or whatever. It tends to not to be, I think. So at number 5, which might come as a surprise, because well, pretty much everything I've been talking about has been metal, but Agua de Anique, I'm not sure if you pronounce that, but In Your Room. It might come as a surprise, because it's like alternative rock with a female vocalist who is Anneke van Giersbergen. I'm not sure if you pronounce that, I'll write it here. But it's her from The Gathering, which is a band I haven't heard much by them, but I'm gonna start listening to them more. But In Your Room it's amazing stuff. It has extremely catchy choruses that will just won't leave your head for months, and yeah, I just love it. I can't help it. On place number 4, we got Nile with Those Whom the Gods Detest. That I saw them live this year at the same festival that I saw 69 Eyes live at. And if you've ever wondered how it would be to be dismembered or devoured by music or sound, then maybe you should go see Nile live. It was pretty insane. Yeah, it's just a very, very good death metal band, brutal, technical, with Egyptian theme, and it's very original in that way. It might be my favorite death metal band. Possibly Cryptopsy would top them, because they've made None So Vile, which is one of my favorite albums. But without that album, Nile would be my favorite. death metal band. So that's Nile. Place number 3 is a band called Amazur. It's French. I'm not sure if I sounded stupid there, but it's very unusual. It's not really metal. It's like a mix between shoegaze and post-punk and black metal, or like depressive black metal, or maybe a bit post-rock also. I really am not sure, but it's very, very original and unusual. I'm not sure if this album has very much black metal in it. It might be only their EP they released earlier that has. Haven't listened to it in a while, but it's amazing. It's pretty much mandatory to check out. Let's see here. It's with a niche from Alcest. So it's kind of similar to Alcest, but it has a female singer who, I'm not sure if I would say she's the best singer, but it fits the music very well and it just adds to the originality. So I wouldn't want anyone else to sing. And I think they disbanded this or last year, which is too bad, but I'll just hope they will get back together and release new stuff. And then on place number 2, which is one of only this and the next album, is only 2 albums on this list that I rated 5 out of 5, perfect rating. And on number 2, it's The Devil's Blood, which it might be a bit controversial, or it's very talked about. Many think that this album, or I think it's their first album. They released an EP before, but I think, well, I know many people think it's very, very overrated, and many think it's very underrated. But they have gotten pretty famous quickly, I think, now with this new album, and people talk about them a lot. And I am not going to be able to describe the genre that they play, but it's some kind of rock. It has a female singer here too. I'm pretty sure it's a satanic band, and maybe if you like the band Coven, you'll like this, but it's still not really the same. And on place number 1, I put Hardcore Superstar, which wouldn't be a big surprise for people who know me. It's been my favorite band for 10 years straight now. Everything except the first album, It's Only Rock and Roll, is perfect 5 out of 5 for me. That's 4.5 though, so it's not that far from 5. But they play hard or sleaze rock, and it's sort of counted as a glam band, which I really don't agree with. It's impossible to put my love for this band in words. Just check them out. It's like, fuck the other bands on this list, check this band out right here, because that's how much I like them. I don't mean literally just check this band out, but yeah, it's phenomenal. I can't describe how much I like this band. So thank you for watching, and see you in my next video.